Hey, thanks for joining me to color. Today we are going to be working on this adorable penny black stamp called Goodness. Isn't she cute? I will put a link down in the description box to the card kit and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you have a question, leave me a comment and I'm happy to get back to you. Otherwise, I have already stamped my image on Neenah 80-pound Solar White cardstock with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So let's color. Alright, so let's start by outlining our image, and for that we're going to use C0. I'm going to go ahead and fill in here between her leg. And then I'm going to start my shadow, right here at the bottom of her little shoe, her little strap. And then I'm just going to do a quick outline all the way around, and you can make it as skinny or as fat as you want. And there's a couple of spaces right here that I'm going to fill in. And then I'm going to put stickles on this ruffle later, so I'm not worried about getting really super close to that. And we're going to go up here, and she's got a few little spots here that go in between her cute little curls. So I'm going to go in there, and I'm not worried if I get some on her curls either, because I'm going to color her hair brown. So it'll be fine if we get some color on there. We'll just color right over the top of it. But we're just going to go quick around the outside. So I do this first too, so that in case I do color on her and I want to erase it, I can just go ahead and do that without having to worry about my colorless blender touching any of the other colors. Go down this way, and again we'll work our way along this ruffle. Not worried if I get too close, because we're going to put the stickles on there. And back down here to the other side of her buckle. So next, let's give her something to stand on. For that, I'm going to use W3, 1, and 00. And I want to start, I always start a little bit past, I don't want it to just go straight underneath of her shoe. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to go with where I started my outline, and just go away from there. And then I'm going to bring this across. And I'm going to try not to color her shoe, because her shoe, I'm going to paint the sole, I'm going to leave it white. And I'll go up here. And your piece is going to be in an oval, so you're not going to have much space down here when you do your coloring. Next, I'm going to go with W1. And we're just going to soften the edge just a little bit. Down this side. And then I'm going to take my W00 and go over the entire area. And then I'd like to go back with my W3, or my darkest color, and add a little bit more of that shadow back in. Next, let's do her skin and her cheeks. For her skin, we're going to use E11, E21, E00, E000, and for her cheeks, we're going to use R02, 12, and 11. And we're going to start with E11, and let's see if we can get a little bit closer. And we're going to start down here on her legs. So for her leg, I'm going to go right along the edge of this side. And then I want to go underneath of her knee, or her kneecap there. And then we're going to bring this side down. Same for this side. We're going to go down the inside, under the knee, and then back down over here. And then I'm going to grab E21, and I'm going to touch down on top of my E11, and I'm going to bring it out just a little bit. I'm going to flick away from that E11. I'm going to go underneath that kneecap too. bring it a little bit underneath of her skirt there. And then I'm going to go with E00. I'm going to go ahead and go underneath her skirt there. And then we want to fill it in with our E00. And with this one, I like to go all the way across. I think I'll go back with my E00 again. So I'm going to come out here from the outside and then go in. Same for this side. Got a little bit of a line still over there, so we're going to just add a little bit more color to erase that. And then we'll go back over it again with our E00. And just go right down the center and kind of smooth that out. Okay, then let's go up here and we will work on her arms. So again, let's start with our E11. And let's do right here on her sleeve first. And then let's do her elbow on this side. And we're going to come around over here and do her hand. Just a little bit. And then for her neck, I want to go underneath of her chin a little bit and then come out underneath that little dot for her collarbone and bring this out like that. Then we're going to add E21. And we'll work our way on this side. And then we'll add E00. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in her arm on this side. And then we'll bring this over here. And then I'm going to bring this up just a little bit more. And then I want to go over the entire areas with my E00. And again, I'm going to take my E00 because I don't like how that's blending. I'm just going to go over it a little bit more. And then soften the edge with our E00. Next, let's go up here and do her cute little face. So again, I'm going to start with my E11. And she's got a little bit of her ear showing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that right here. Same for this side. I'm going to do a little dab inside and then at the top where her hair is touching. And then I want this color to go up underneath of her hair. And I'm just going to kind of, some of this has a little bit of spaces in there that are weird. So I'm just going to kind of decide how far up I want to go. Like this one's got a little curly Q here. So we're going to go around that. And then back down to her ear. And I think I'll do a little dab right here next to her hand. Then I'm going to go with E21. So let's add a little bit more to her ear. And then we want to soften this edge. So we're going to touch down on top of our E11 and brush this color out just a little bit. And work our way down to that ear, a little dab. And come back down around to her bottom of her cheek. And then I want to give her a little bit of a nose definition. So right here where her nose is, I'm going to do a little line that kind of curves over here towards her eyebrow. Next I'm going to add E00. I'm going to fill in her ears so we don't forget. And then we're just going to brush this color down towards the middle. don't forget her cheek or her nose right here. And then I'm going to go with E 000, and I'm just going to lightly go across the entire thing. And I'm not worried that it's not blended because I want to add cheek color, and then we'll go add a second coat. So let's add some R02 to our cheeks. Let's go over here. And then we'll go R12. And then R11. And then I'm going to go with E 00. So I want to soften some of these edges. And then I'm going to take my E 000 and go over her entire face. And I think I'll add a little bit more pink, so I'm going to grab my R12. Just give it a little dab, and then go over that with my E 000. For her hair, let's use E47, 44, 43, and 41. I'm going to start with my E47. And let's start at this cute little curl right here by her ear. I'm going to do a little dab of my E47 down the bottom of that. And then for this cute little curl right here, let's do a little bit along the edge of that stamped line. And let's see, let's do this little section right here. And then let's do a little bit right here. And we're just going to add some dark streaks in here periodically. And then we're going to go and work our way around to the other side. And I'm going to color this little curly Q down here at the bottom. And then here's a little curl, so I'm going to do a little dab along the edge. And then this one, here's a little section that's underneath. I'm going to do that. And then let's do this one. And then this one, let's do a little dab right here on the corner. And you just gotta kind of pick and choose where you want your color to be. And I actually colored this girl's hair a couple of times because I hated it the first couple of times. So you might want to stamp her on a piece of scratch paper first and then color her, practice a little bit. So let's do this side, and then let's bring this in on this side. And here's a little section that's underneath. And let's get this roots right here. And this one. Okay, then let's go down here and start over here. So let's do this section. Let me turn her around here just a little bit so I can see where I'm going. And then let's do this one. And then we'll go up to the next cute little curl. So this cute little curl right here. And again, I'm just giving a little dab along the bottom. And let's go ahead and do that on all these cute little curls that come up this side. Here's one. Okay, then let's see here. Let's do, how about this little section right here that's kind of curling over. And here's one that's underneath. And then here's another little curly Q, so let's go ahead and give that one a little dab of color. And then where each of these are coming out away from this little bang piece or crazy side piece, I'm going to give that a little dab of color. And let's do the roots over here. And then I'm going to do kind of in between this little space, there's like a little back space right here. I'm going to come down inside that. And here's one that's underneath, so let's do that. And let's do this one. Okay, let's see how that goes. And then if we need to add some more, we'll come back. So let's do E44 next. So I'm going to go ahead and start over here on this side. I'm just going to dab a little bit of color right along the edge of that E47. But I want to make sure to touch down on top of it so that I can soften that edge up. And, right here, see, there's a little curl I missed, so let me grab my E47 again. And I'm going to go down the edge of this cute curl. And then come back with my E44. And dab, dab, dab that on there a little bit. Let's bring this down here. She's got a couple little spaces in here that are kind of look like they're behind. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of color in there too. Oh, let's see. Let's do a little bit right here on this cute little curl. And then let's skip over to this side. And we'll add some more softening over here. And let's do this little section right here. Work our way up. And let's see, what did I do with some of these cute little curls up here at the top? And then let's do a little bit on some of these bigger ones. Okay, and then let's grab E43. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to dab some color on. See here, did I color this little cute little, here's like a weird little section right here. I'm going to color that in. So it kind of is hanging there in space. We're just going to work our way around back over to the other side. And let's see, this section right here. Then let's go with E41 to fill it in. So I'm just going to go back and kind of swoosh over the entire area, but also fill in that white space that I left. Up here. Work our way back over to this other side. And I don't think I missed any, so I'm going to leave her like that. For her dress, let's use Y21, 11, 00, 000, and W00. So I'm going to start with my Y21, and let's add a little bit up here on her little sleeve that's kind of showing out over here, just a little dab. And then we're going to go next to her arm there. Let's do the bottom side of this sleeve. And then for her dress, let's see here. Let's go right down this seam right here. Bring that out. Same for over here where her arm is. Let's come down this way. I'm going to go ahead and come clear down and connect it with that little spot there. And then I want to go around her arm and around this little scarf. And then we want to come down this seam and this seam and then this one. And I don't worry about coloring over those hearts too, because we're going to color those red, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so then over here, the skirt goes down and this little dip right here. So I'm going to give it a little swoosh of color up here like this. And then it dips down right here. So we're going to give that one a little swoosh. And we're just going to work our way along the edge and fill in some of these little, I'll give it a couple of little pleats. And then over here, here's just a little bitty one. And I can do one right here, I think. Okay, next I'm going to go with Y11. So I'm going to give it a little, I'm going to fill in this little section up here and work my way around her skirt. Fill that in up there. Okay, then we want to soften some of these lines. So I'm just going to go right along the edge of all these colors, this the Y21 that I already put down. I'm going to soften that down the edge of that one. And then for each of these little pleats that we added, I'm just going to go right down both sides and bring it up just a little bit more. Then we're going to add Y00, and we're just going to do the same thing. So let's go right along the edge of our Y11, and we just want to soften that edge. And then, of course, we want to go up each side of our little pleats. And let's do a little bit on this side of this ruffle right here. And then I'm going to go with Y00, and I want to fill the rest of my dress in. So I'm just going to go right up the bottom and grab all those little white spaces. Do a little dab up there on the top of her dress just to soften that. And then I wanted the paper, I wanted it to be a little bit more subdued because of the paper I picked, so I took my my W00 and I just swooshed over the top of the entire dress. So it would be closer to my paper. My paper doesn't have this bright yellow. It's kind of muted. So I'm just going to tone down this yellow by giving it a quick swipe with my gray. And again, don't worry if you colored over those hearts because we're going to color those red. Let's do the ruffle next. For that, we're going to use W1. And I just took my W1 and I just kind of pounced it up and down along some of these cute little dots that are down here she used for the ruffle. And later I put Stickles Stardust over there, so I wasn't worried about it being colored in because the Stickles is going to work great for that. And then for the hearts and her scarf, let's use R27 and R08. So I'm going to go ahead and start with R27. And she's got just a little dab of her scarf showing over here, so I'm going to fill that in. And then I'm going to skip until I get to a couple places where there's a little bit more room, like over here I'm going to have a little bit more space. So I'm going to do a little bit more, leave a little bit on there. Let's go ahead and do this center part too. And then we're going to take R08 to fill those in. And it's a really small area, so you're going to want to use the tip of your pen. And then for the lines on the scarf, on mine they didn't stamp very well, so I took my Copic multi-liner and I just colored back over them. Okay, so then we're going to do the heart, so I'm going to again start with R27. And let's give each of these a little bit of color. And then R08 to fill those in. And these two I also put some stickles on later. Let's do her socks next, and for that I'm going to use C1. So I'm going to come down here with my C1 and I'm just going to do a little outline here on the edge of her sock. And then she's got a little bit of her sock showing underneath this ruffle. So I'm going to color that in and then do another dab over here on the side. And then for the inside, I'm just going to flick it up just a little bit on this side. And then for this one, same thing, we're going to go down each side. And then the little bit that's showing underneath, I'm going to fill that in. And then again, I just want to flick up here onto from the edge. And then I also want to do the soles of her shoe. So let's come around here, kind of where the sock was on this side. And bring this one around. Leave a little bit of white there in the front. And then I'm just going to leave that white. For her shoes, we're going to use R27, 17, 08, and 02. I'm going to start with my R27. Let's start right over here and go up past that button. And we're just going to add a little bit here on this side and do a little dab on this side of the strap. Same for this side. We'll go around that little button, and I left that little button white. You could paint it whatever color you would like. Then we'll go with R17. And then we'll go with R08. I'm going to leave a little shiny spot here in the middle that we're going to fill in with our R02. Go over that a couple times, kind of soften it and smush all the colors around. For For the lollipop, I'm going to use BV20, R00, and R29. I'm going to start with my BV20, and I just want to give it a little bit of a shadow from the stick. And there's a little stick here. I guess I could have colored that brown or whatever color, but I didn't. I skipped it. I'm going to go right around here along the edge, back down her leg, and I'm going to bring this color along the edge of the bottom and over here to the side. And then I'm going to grab R00. With R00, I want to add a small line inside my swirl. So I'm going to start in the swirl, and I'm going to bring this around. Maybe you can make it a little bit lighter there. Like that. And then I'm going to go with R29. And for that, I just want to add some stripes to this little spot here, this little swirl in the middle. So I'm going to go around there like this, and then I want to leave a white space and just add some little stripes in here. And you can make them as long or as skinny as you would like. Just work my way up here towards the top. So there is our beautiful goodness all colored up. Didn't she turn out cute? I love her. I love that hair. It's just totally crazy. And then again, here is the finished card. So on my card, I have added some Spica glitter pin to her hair and to the little swirls on her dress. And then I added some Stickle Stardust to the hearts, the ruffle, and the white spaces in the little lollipop here. And this stamp set also comes with this great Oh My Goodness sentiment. So you get the little girl and the sentiment, so that works out great. She is popped up on her mat along with the sentiment here. So I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, leave me a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.